Welcome to this vlog of a trip that I really wanted to make. Last year we went sailing in Norway, which was one of the most amazing trips I've ever done. And I thought it would be a once in a lifetime experience, but thanks to the stream we decided to go again. Where I left my game chair and my game setup to sail from Jersey to Brittany. And it's really difficult to take vacation as a streamer, so I just decided to bring you all with me by making this vlog, and I hope you will enjoy all the beautiful shots of the places we've been. Have fun! It's time to leave the beautiful island Jersey.
Station calling to Helen Marina, go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, sitting at Cherokee. We are now leaving the Bravo pontoon, heading out, and thanks for having us.
Ja, zomaar mooi hoor.
Mooi man.
Goed gedaan, Vief.
And with that, it's time to hoist the sails and set out for our first day of sailing. Let's go! The location of the very first night, we would sleep right here.
Goedemorgen, Vief.
And then, did we go for a swim that evening? Or did we go that morning? We did swim there. Yeah, so my first swim was in Jersey. And after the swim, it was time for breakfast because soon we would set out to sail. But not before the dishes were done. I think this might have been my favorite day, was sailing from Jersey to Bretagne. I don't know what the city was where we arrived at actually. And after seeing only sea for a little bit with this amazing beautiful weather, we saw land again and we reached the coast of Bretagne, which was absolutely amazing, and our skipper found another nice place to anchor for the night.
Hey, Vief. Do you like it here? You think it's beautiful?
Stunning. But have you seen the moon?
The moon?
And while it's hard to show on camera, we saw the
Whoa.
biggest,
That's insane.
most beautiful orange moon while we were anchoring in this stunning place. It was insane. And every day before or after dinner, the skipper would explain the plan. So right now we were there. We would anchor again, this time at a lovely island where he recommends us to go for a walk. We took the dinghy to go ashore, which was really nice because there you could go for an absolutely amazing walk. So we went on a super nice walk on the island, and there we had this absolutely amazing Bretagne food galette, which was amazingly to my liking. And after that we continued to sail and we went to the first harbour of Bretagne, which harbour was that? Which was Les Sergieux. And then I was all clean and fresh again to go back to the boat. Oh, my little slippers, that definitely saved me in the shower, which was actually really good. Nice pressure, super warm, loved it. So today's a good day. Yay! Then we cheersed on a beautiful day, started cooking and had dinner, which again included the explanation of what we're gonna do tomorrow. And the evening was spent reading books, enjoying the absolutely stunning view, and watching boats struggle to get into the harbor because of the intense currents in the river next to it. The moment we arrived near France, we got croissants at breakfast, and they were actually really good croissants. Our skipper would go to the bakery every single morning if we were in a harbor. And then it was time for Captain Joris to take over the steering wheel and guide us safely across the immense waters of danger, fright, and mostly sunlight. It was actually a really nice sailing day. We were so lucky with the weather. It was absolutely amazing. And leading up to the next harbor on the river, we saw these kind of farms. We still don't have any idea what this is. I should really look up what this is because I still want to learn what they're doing. And we think these farms, if they're farms, are only visible with low water. And as you can see, it was low tide when we were going to the harbor. while closing into the harbour where we spotted our next goal. Let's find this tower.
It's time for calf training.
It was quite a climb to get out of the harbour due to the low tide, but once we did that, we could climb the city and focus on the tower, or well, focus on the tower. Maybe every now and then I got a little bit distracted because look at this, look at that. And then we were there.
That is
Absolutely stunning.
a very pretty church.
Cathedral. We now have olives. We now have olives, vino, tomatoes, and cheese. You'd almost think we're on vacation. What an absolutely amazing life.
Life. Oh, life. Oh, life.
The day after, we went to go on a little bit of exploration because the skipper had seen some islands on the map that he really wanted to visit.
Morgen, als jullie het leuk vinden, kunnen we een ankerpoging doen.
And after sailing for a few hours, we saw land and we saw this huge rock that was completely white. And everybody was like wondering, why is it white? Because the other side was green. Is it like a rock? Is it like, what is it? And then when we got closer, we saw that it was like birds everywhere. But we also never saw that many birds together on one rock. It was very, very impressive and cool. And then we continued to the island where we would anchor for the night, and there was this amazing lighthouse on top of the mountain, and there was a fort out there as well. So we took the dinghy again and we went to the island. This is absolutely perfect. I mean, it would be absolutely perfect if it wasn't for the hair. I couldn't walk far enough, so I didn't go because of my bad knee. But Joris went together with some other people from the crew and saw this absolutely amazing fort on the island. Funny story, after they visited the whole fort, they found the ranger of the island accidentally talked to him. And then he was like, "Fort? Oh, you shouldn't be in a fort. It's closed." And they were like, "No, it's not closed." And he was like, "It should be closed." And they were like, "Oh, well, it's not." So the ranger went to close the door, but they have already seen it all. And that makes a lot of sense because they were telling me how dangerous the fort is with like sandy stairs and places where you could fall or not enough lights. So it makes sense that it's closed, but luckily they had the absolutely amazing view from inside as well. And I had all that time while they were there, the amazing view from on top of the mountain, close to the lighthouse, watching the boats, watching the sea, watching everything. And it was just absolutely mesmerizing and so incredible to be able to watch all of that. And by now you know the drill. Before dinner we learned the plan for tomorrow that skipper Jouke had made for us, and Lotte, our bosun, had made pokeballs for dinner, which was super nice. Not really expected on the place we were, but super lovely. As you can see, there was a lot of current, so we slept completely moving. And because I was afraid to get seasick because of all the moving, Joris could finally read the book that he also really wanted to read, and I could watch the sunset. Absolutely amazing sunset and the night. Today is extremely special. For the first time ever, I see dolphins in the wild. Insane.
Vet? Wow.
And we went to Roscoff, which is a really nice harbor, very clean showers, which was really nice. And there, after like a 20-minute walk, we saw this other harbor that was completely dry due to the tides. Roscoff is absolutely amazing. It has such a cute architecture with all these beautiful buildings and streets, and it's fully alive. It was so nice to see how alive the city was. And we spent some time on the terrace. We had this little, we had these, which shells did we eat?
Venusschelp. Yeah.
We ate Venusschelpen. Well, and we had this nice little cutlery with meat and cheese, and it was a very, very, very nice place to spend some time.
It's pretty. I have a very nice white one. And then a few very nice flat color.
They're stunning.
They're pretty, right?
Really pretty. And there was live music. Back to sailing. And here yoga starts with hoisting the sail, and once it gets heavy, Bonne helps in. And this is normally a two-man job as well, and then you have a third that, like where we are standing, pulls a rope as well. But they actually completely hoisted the sails from here. Sterke mannen.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, wind or no wind, this view is 1 in 1,000. It is stunning.
Hoe zei dat?
Dolfijnen!
3 bootlengtes.
Dolfijnen!
Ik kon het nooit even rustig.
Rollen afgrijpen.
Hey, could you imagine a better place to cut some mushrooms than this? Because I can't. Cooking time. And then we got lovely halloumi wraps, beautiful food, happy yogas. And we saw this time on the iPad, because he couldn't find the map, where we were going tomorrow. You probably wonder, all that nice dinner, what do you eat for lunch? Well, every breakfast you make a lupa, lunch pakketje. Lupa, you write your name on it, and during the day you get your sandwich. Yay.
Pas op, mijn opslag geeft af.
And we just showed you the lupa lunchpakketje, the lunch. But during sailing, we often had coffee and tea time with some cake or cookies as well. Today, Lotte made cake. She also made one day the best banana bread ever. And on days with a lot of wind, we will make the sail a little bit tinier. And with a slightly tinier sail, we were very lucky to finally have a day filled with wind and sailing. And even better, for me, I was asked to man the steering wheel. This was an absolute blast. I absolutely love sailing, and it's so nice to be the one in charge. Or well, actually the skipper next to me is still in charge. He's always in charge. He's really good as well and very nice, and he has super bad humor, but it's similar humor as Joris, so I think it was great for Joris and everybody else on the boat. And actually I left a lot as well. So actually everything was fun. Okay, this was a good day. Sailing Vievs. And as you can see, we had a lot of waves. Or actually, it wasn't really the waves that were that bad, it was the swell. So we were going back and forward on the current all day long. What an absolutely lovely shore with caves filled with adventure. I wanted to walk here, but of course we didn't, because my knee was a little bit done after days of walking. But it's nice that from the water while sitting you can see it all. And though we were sitting a lot, sometimes we had to work, and oh my god, this thing was impossible with the wind. But luckily again, we have our strong, amazing skipper Jouke, who can do it all. And when I didn't look, Joris would steal my book over and over again. But then again, I can't be mad, because the book and the story are so good. And I was forced to just enjoy the view. Before we went to another harbor.
Brest, is industrieel. En langzaam wordt het mooier. En hier wordt het heel mooi. Een bochtfilm. En dan gaan we hier verankeren.
After dinner, it was time to read with an amazing view of the harbor and the sunset before going into town to have a few drinks together with the group. This harbor was amazing with a little church, a fort, and most of all, an amazing sunset. The sun had been so special today. So red, so big, so cool behind the clouds. Very happy Vievs. And then it was time for a nice drink with a super nice group on almost one of the last evenings already. Time was flying by. But it was a really nice place with a really nice group. Accidentally, we got on this like punk freedom concert next to where the harbor was. Before it was morning again, and we were going to walk around the city for a little bit because we would only leave today at 2. And I think this was one of the most impressive harbors because they had this amazing fort.
Coolest toilet
next to
ever. Oh my god.
the harbor, and they had this
How cool is this
fort
location?
where the toilets and the showers were. They had the shipwrecks over there, which was really interesting to see as almost art near the harbor. And they had a lot of lovely bars and cafes. And during sailing, I tried to look for the shade every single moment because today was warm. I think it was like 30 degrees that day and the day after as well. So luckily there's some shade if the sails are in the right position. So I was reading my book at the front of the boat while every now and then looking up to enjoy the absolutely stunning views. And here we found something very interesting. These were like broken down boats, or well, not broken down, they were still floating. But the weird thing is that they were just left here. Probably next stop would be destruction or recycling or something. There was these dead boats. And then all of a sudden, it was the last evening. Lotte was making us dinner, and we got these absolutely cute, adorable, so cute desserts that she made with a lot of love, which was the absolute perfect ending to such a cool journey, because tomorrow we were supposed to go out for dinner. And after a long night of watching the stars together, this was the view that we woke up to. It was the nicest water so far, and we swam for a really long time. I think we did 2 laps around the boat. I mean, look at the view. How could you not want to stay in this water forever, right? And after we went on a nice swim, or well, everyone went on a nice swim, and toddler Viv was like in her little boy chilling around for a little bit, it was time to sail the last part and go to Brest, the last harbor, where we had the famous foods one more time together in a restaurant with all of us, and it was lovely. Before walking around Brest and watching the castle also a little bit closer, which was stunning. This is the biggest castle I've ever seen, I think. Back to the ship for one last night, sleeping aboard the Cherokee before it is bye-bye La France and back to Amsterdam. But before we go home, we have one last breakfast. And Lotte is making something special for us. Wentelteefjes. Yeah. Woohoo!